Did you know that only 20% of the population is actually afraid of dying? It's a biological anomaly, but there is a different kind of death that terrifies high achievers far more: professional failure. According to Harvard professor Arthur Brooks, for the world's most successful people, losing their job isn't just a financial setback. It's a literal death of the self. Research shows that social rejection and professional failure activate the exact same regions of the brain as physical pain. When we lose our edge, our brains process it as a threat to our very survival. So, ask yourself, are you a person, or are you just a job title? If you feel like your identity is a cardboard cutout of a successful professional, you are living in a state of constant, paralyzing fear. Today, we're going to look at a radical, science-backed Buddhist technique to kill that fear before it kills your happiness. We live in an era of identity politics, but there's a silent version no one talks about: professional identity politics. Think about it. When someone asks, "Who are you?" what's your first answer? Do you say, "I'm a father," "I'm a creator," or "I'm a person who loves the outdoors"? Or do you immediately say, "I'm a VP," "I'm a lawyer," or "I'm a Harvard professor"? Arthur Brooks warns that when we identify solely as a successful person, we are building our foundation on a lie. Why? Because professional success is a declining asset. Data on fluid intelligence, our ability to think logically and solve new problems, shows it peaks in our 30s or 40s, and then naturally declines. If your identity is tied to being the sharpest person in the room, you are essentially tethering your soul to a sinking ship. This leads to self-objectification. You start treating yourself like a tool for production, rather than a human being. And when that tool gets a bit dull, you panic. That panic is what keeps you working 80-hour weeks at the expense of your family, your health, and your peace of mind. So, how do you break the cycle? Brooks suggests an ancient, somewhat morbid practice from Theravada Buddhism: the Maranasati meditation. In parts of Southeast Asia, monks contemplate photos of corpses in various stages of decay. They look at the decay and say, "That is me. That is going to be me." It sounds dark, I know. But the psychological result is the opposite. By accepting the reality of death, they become fully alive. Brooks has adapted this for the modern professional. He calls it the 9-part professional death meditation. The goal isn't to make you depressed. It's to expose you to the truth of your professional mortality, so you can finally stop running from it. Let's walk through the trajectory. Imagine these 9 steps over the next few weeks. 1. The decline. You feel like you're losing your edge. Your decision-making isn't as crisp. 2. The recognition. Other people start to notice you've lost a step. 3. The replacement. The board or your bosses are talking about your successor without you. 4. The finality. You realize the end of your career is inevitable. 5. The exit. You are forced to retire or move on before you're ready. 6. The erasure. People don't remember your wins. They just remember you as the one who was forced out. 7. The ghost. You visit your old office 6 months later, and no one even knows your name. 8. The label. You move away, and new neighbors only see you as that retired person. 9. The new life. Most days you don't even think about your old job anymore. It sounds brutal, right? But here's the valuable insight. Fear lives in the unknown. By walking through these steps in your mind for just 2 minutes a day, you are engaging in a process called fear extinction. You are habituating your brain to the worst-case scenario. When you realize that life step 9 is actually just a normal, peaceful existence, the death fear of losing your job evaporates. Psychologists call this cognitive reframing. You stop seeing the end of a career as a failure and start seeing it as a natural trajectory. The party is going to end. It has to. And once you accept that the party will finish, you can finally enjoy the music while it's still playing. The most successful people aren't those who hold on to their titles the longest. They are the ones who manage their life like a project. They understand that skills and interests change. They don't just wait for the good times to end. They actively engineer new good times under different circumstances. You are not your business card. You are not your LinkedIn profile. You are a human being with the capacity for love, wisdom, and connection that far outlasts any quarterly report. So here's your challenge for this week. Spend 5 minutes tonight visualizing step 1 of the professional death meditation. Sit with the discomfort. Then look at your family or your hobbies and realize that those are the things that don't have an expiration date. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next briefing.